Hello.
Good evening. Welcome. Thank you for joining us. My name's Barry.
And I'm Jay.
And together we are Mitosu Crafts.
Welcome to our channel. So this evening for Fun Fold Friday, and the date is 23rd of February 2024. Barry will be creating, what are you creating? Sticky note holder desk tidy.
Holder desk tidy thingy, majiggy, maboo. Yeah.
So if you are watching the replay, do fast forward to the demonstration if you prefer, as we'll say hello to those of you who've joined us live. Thank you so much. Don't forget to like and save and share to your crafty friends as well. So we have Marty, hello, Pauline, Ohana Adventures with the Robinsons, hello, good evening, Deborah, Lolly and Sandy Macallo, Mario, Charlotte, Mary Lou, Chris, Louise, Dawn, Joanna, and Mary. Thank you so much for joining us.
Yes, thank you so much. And Mum's just popped in. Hi, Mum. So there we go. So you got me tonight. It shouldn't be too complicated. So we will, we'll show you this. So it was a recent swap. It was a swap which we probably picked up a couple of years ago at one of these functions. I think it's quite an old one. But I've always wanted to do it, and I was rummaging through today, and I thought, you know what, today's the day. So
He was clearing up my mess.
Yes. So I thought, okay, that's what I'm going to do for you. So it's something, and we need somewhere to put our sticky notes anyway. We've got a pad, and I've got nowhere to put them. So, which is a good idea, because they can now sit on the table rather than me going, Jay, where are they? Because I've got no idea where they're kept. Whereas now I will. Yes. Lovely. Anyway, so we got who else have we got on here as well? We got Lorraine, Lighthouse Stamping. Hello to you. Is it Felicia? We've got Charlotte's come on. Marlis. Sorry if I'm pronouncing that wrong. We have got Peggy and George. Is it George? Are we saying?
I don't know.
Are we pronouncing it correctly there?
I know we keep asking.
So, and we have got P-Bird and William. So, hello to you all. So, let's crack on. Susan's just popped in. Hello. Right, I'm going to crack on, otherwise I'll be here for ages just saying hi. So, there we go.
But yes, thank you for joining us.
Thank you so much.
Or Barry.
There we go. So, let's turn on a light.
Okay.
Let's move out of the way. So we are going to take our trimmer. So I'm going to be using, so you're going to need a trimmer. I'm going to be possibly using the Everyday Details dies for a little bit of die cutting, maybe. We'll see. I actually haven't designed it yet. But I'm going to use the Flight and Airy Designer Series paper. So this is a freebie piece of paper which you can get currently whilst the celebration is going on. So before I crack on, actually no, I'll talk about that in a little bit. Just to give you a little bit of a breather. But yes, the paper is from Celebration. You can earn it free of charge with an order of £45 or more. And you've only got a few days left. And it is, I did check before I come in the UK store, it is still available. So, yes, if you like this, then you can, if you've got some orders to go in, you can get it free of charge. I'll show you a little bit more about that very shortly. But what I'm going to use some garden green. And I need one piece here measuring 6.5 by 5
inches.
Yeah, 6.5 by 5 inches. Let's see if I can get this right. When I was doing a prototype earlier, I kept on cutting rather than scoring. Twice I did it.
Are you sure it was only twice?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was only twice. 6.5 by 5. We will need another piece which is measuring 10.5 by 4, so I'm going to do my 4 first. So that's that one there. And then I will need another piece measuring, see whether I can get it out of this scrap actually. I can probably do it out of this scrap, which is fine, which is going to be 1.5 by 2 or something. It's something just to hold a pencil in. So the piece I've got is, actually I can do it too because I can cut it that way there. So use up the scraps by 1.5 right there. but it does. This piece doesn't need to be an exact measurement. It needs to be, the 1.5 needs to be correct, but the height doesn't necessarily. So if it's not quite 2, if you've got a bit of scrap which isn't there, that will make sense a little bit more. But the 1.5 is important. So 1.5 by no more than 2.5, because that's the size which is in there. So that's the 3 pieces. Let me just go over that part again. So 6.5 by 5 inches, 10.5 by 4 inches, and 1.5 by 2. Okay, that's all you need. We're going to take the first piece, 6.5 by 5, and we are going to score this at... I put my measurements down there, and I think I just want to double check something before I say this to you. On my measurements, I've written it down wrong. So on this, this is a 6.5 by 5. We want to score this at 1/2 inch on both sides. Okay. This is where I kept on cutting it earlier on. So yeah, so we want to score it at 1/2 inch on both sides. That's on the short edge. So on the 5-inch piece, 1/2 inch and 1/2 inch. Then we want to turn it round onto the long edge, and we want to score this at 3.5 inches and 4. Okay, that's all you need to do for that one there. With the big piece, the 10.5 by 4, we want to score this at 1.5. Blade out of the way. 1.5, 3, 4.5, and then 7.5. So that's all the scoring done for that part. And then on that small piece of 1.5 by 2, we want to score this at, on the short edge, we want to score this at 1/2 inch. And then 1 inch. Okay, so that's what we need to do for those ones there. So for construction of this, we're going to take the large piece right here first, and we're just going to fold and burnish all of our pieces. So we're going to fold and burnish those 2 large ones, and then the smaller ones we then need to do a mountain. So we need to kind of do a valley, mountain, valley fold like that. So just fold and burnish those once you've done that as well. And that's those ones. And then what you can do is you can then just stick this tab to the back over here. So you're kind of making a tent within a tent. Okay, is what you want to do. So if it looks like that, you're on the right lines. So you can either do it, it might be sometimes easier just to do it that way, so that you can then butt it up against the bottom down here inside and then stick it, which is quite nice. So make sure, whatever, it doesn't matter what way around you do this, either in or out for gluing. Just the in may just be a little bit easier for you just to know where you're stopping, whereas you're going to have to make sure you line it up down there. So in. Okay, and then you can then slide that in like that, and then just bring that over. Glue the seat out there. And there we've created our first part of this card. Okay, good. Pop that to one side and let that glue dry up. With this small piece, whilst I've got it in my hand, we may as well just fold and burnish those little lines. And we'll pop that to one side and we'll pop that inside in a second. Okay, and then with this piece, what we want to do is again fold and burnish all of these. once I've done that, I'm just going to take a few measurements because I haven't cut my designer series paper, so the decoration part we can do before we stick down. Okay, so that's that. So I'm just going to grab my ruler and I'm just going to measure this one here just to make sure. So we know this is 4 inches, so I need a piece which is going to be to fit in here and go down, which is 3.5. So I'm just going to choose my designer series paper, which I'm going to use this one here. So I tend to like to give it around about 1/8 of an inch gap. So I thought it was 3.5. So if I take that to 3 and 3/8 by 3 7/8, that piece of paper can then go in like that. Then we're going to then pop another bit of paper which can then go on the front here. So we know that that then again was 3 7/8. I just need to measure that front part. And that was 2.5, so we'd take that to 2 3/8 of an inch. 1/8 of an inch is a nice gap, I think, for these ones here. So 1/8 of an inch is approximately approximately 3 millimeters is 1/8 of an inch.
Yeah.
So if you're
trying to say.
and then that can go on like that. If anything, I want to go at 1/8 of an inch smaller. I want it slightly bigger. So I'm just going to take 1/8 of an inch off and another 1/8 of an inch off that one, and I'll do exactly the same for this one here. So do whatever you want with this. This is your decoration side of things. You can cut your paper to whatever size you want, because as long as you've got the measurements on the inside here correct. So we're going to pop that one in, and I may as well stick that one down right now. One of the things, I love both sides of this particular pattern as well, so I hate it when you get a bit of paper like that, because it's like, oh, I don't want to use it.
It's so pretty.
It is very pretty. So that's going to go on there. So that's gone on. So that's where I've done the folding has gone onto the inside like that. So this is going to be the inside of this particular box, and then the other part is going to go on this one here, which is going to be the front side. So which is going to go like that. Okay. Fortunately with this paper it's not really direction specific on this one, but just be aware of that when you're sticking this down if you have got something, because it may look like that, but then when you're going to turn it up that way, you're going to have to make sure it's the correct way, so just bear that in mind. So that's that one. Then what we want to do is we want to grab our snips, and we just want to snip down these two little bits right here, and I'm just going to take a little notch out of that back one there, and then do the same on this side. Okay, and then this is then going to then go over like that. Alright, but before I do anything, I'm going to just grab, now we've got a corner punch, which we've got. I'm just going to pop this in here, and I just want to round off those two edges just on the side there before I glue it together, otherwise I won't be able to do it otherwise. Okay, either that, or you can just grab yourself some snips and you can cut yourself just cut from corner to corner, but do that part once we've constructed this, and you can see where you can kind of gauge it. Okay, so that's that one. What we want to do now is we want to, I would say, pop those little tabs going on the, I'm just going to see whether or not they're better on the outside or whether or not they're better on the inside. Okay, I'm going to say on the outside, because if you put them on the inside, it could interfere, because they're not going to be stuck down. It could interfere with the stuff going in, especially the post-it notes in this area here. So you want to pop your tabs kind of on your outside. So we can go ahead and we can just pop a little bit of glue on that one. And that one, just a little bit, just to hold these ones in place. You can kind of use that to have the straight edge to guide that in place. And then just pop this one in this side. So you can see, just fold that back for a moment just so you can see, and just let the heat of your fingers just hold this and glue this together. Here we go, that's that. And then what we can then do is just bring some glue over and then stick these down. But before we do that, we need to at least pop this one in. So first things first, we can pop a little bit of glue on this side here. And I'm just going to try it. I'm going to do, or you can use some of the seal actually. The seal might be better on this one. So I'm going to use some of the Stampin' Seal Plus. And I'm going to do that on both sides. Like that. We want to stick this in this side here, butt it up against the edge. Done. Just make sure you don't stick this side down there, because otherwise it's going to stick to it. But it's easier to pop your glue on there now, because what we're going to do, just kind of just put it inside, and then I'm going to pop some glue. I need to pop it on the inside, not the outside. That one there. That one there. Bring this over and then stick that down. I'm just being careful at the moment that this centre part isn't sticking to anything, so I'm just so I pushed it back. I'm just going to let that just stick up for a moment before I move on. So whilst I'm holding this, and that's just gluing, let me just show you quickly the celebration thing. So if you are unsure of the celebration, you can go over to the stampinup.uk site, or if you just go over to our website, which is on the screen right now, mitosucrafts.com/shop, you'll be greeted with this. So if you want to see what free items you can get, you can click on this banner right here, and then it will show you what free items you can get. So with your £45 spend or your £90 spend, you can then get them here. So the £45, you've got all of this, and the flight and airy paper is down here. Okay, and as you can see, it is free of charge with a £45 spend. So that's where you want to go and navigate it. Then you can just add them to your basket once you've qualified for it, and so on. Just another thing as well, which some people may know, if you go onto the menu and shop products, you can also then see online exclusives, which are here, and these are stuff which you can't find in the catalogue. So you've got a load of stuff, some new stuff, some kits which are in there, stuff which isn't in the catalogue. So do remember to check out the online exclusive areas as well. Okay, but I just wanted to show you that one there, and it qualifies for anything, £45 across everything. So if you want £45 of the glue, you can still earn the papers free of charge. It doesn't have to be a certain thing. So I just wanted to share that one with you. So there we have it. So whilst I've been talking about that, I've been holding that, and that's just been setting up and gluing quite nicely for me now. Enough for me to then move on to knowing that I can manipulate this a little bit. So I'm just going to carefully just pop my finger in here, push that other piece up against the edge, and I may just need to grab myself and just once I've got it in, then I've just kind of manipulated it so it's gone through, and then it's created like this little tunnel in here. So you just need something, or the pencil which you're going to pop into it, or the pen. You can then just use that just to run down, and that there is your pen holder, that side. Okay, so then what we will do now is we will then fit this to, this one right here, and this is going to be slightly higher than the actual card, so remember to just either pop some glue on this part, like so, and then you can then just butt that up against it. This is probably the one which I should have done the talking about the celebration, because this is a big surface area to dry. That's fine. The glue doesn't, this Tombow glue is great actually. It doesn't take too long to at least grab before you can start moving on to your next piece. So just pop your finger in there and then just give it a good old squeeze. Or £45 of dimensionals. Oh yeah, I just seen Joe's comment afterwards.
Yeah.
Don't know what you mean.
We do need dimensions.
We do need dimensionals, yes. And that's that. So that there goes on like that. Grab yourself your post-it notes. So I suppose what you need to do, if you're depending on your size of post-it notes, this part here, or sticky notes should I say, you just need to make sure that this part goes in, so then that can then just sit in there quite nicely and can sit on your table ready for you to just grab out, write your little notes and then pop them back in there, rather than me hunting around the table going, where are all the sticky notes? Because I don't know where they are. The original one which I done, I still want to decorate this slightly on here, but the original one, this is the original one. Unfortunately, I don't know who it was that made it, but I know it was done quite a while ago because this paper is quite old. I changed the measurements slightly because I wanted it to sit back a little bit more. This one, once it's got a little bit of weight in there, it kind of rocked forward and had a tendency to want to fall over. So I just changed it ever so slightly to make this a little bit bigger, so that it's sat back a little bit further, so it hasn't got that rocking forward is not going to happen easily. Okay, if you knock it, you will do, but naturally the weight of that keeps it down. So that there is the sticky note holder. So just for finishing this off, we'll maybe have a little bit of decoration if we want to. We can just see whether or not there's some of this other paper here would work lovely.
Are you gonna fussy cut?
Sorry?
Are you gonna fussy cut the bird?
I wasn't going to. I was going to. I think that might be a little bit too big for it actually. I might have to go with a smaller bird, because this bird is too big. So let's just grab. Do you mind if I start using this paper here, Joe?
No.
Is that alright? Is that?
You have to use the whole pack now.
We have to use the whole pack now. We just have to use it. So you can see that there is the paper which I used, but I used that side, and this side here is just so pretty as well. You've got a big bird which you can fussy cut out, and that one there is really nice. Maybe I probably should have used that one there for this, and then I didn't have to have used that paper. That one there, which is pretty, and that one. Oh, this one looks nice, doesn't it? That one fits in there quite nicely, that die. So we can go and we can just maybe just cut out one of these birds. I really like that one there as a background on its own as well. So both of those. So I don't want to cut just one bird out of this, because you kind of like waste a big area of it. So I found a piece of paper which is this one, which has kind of got some solo birds easily around it anyway. That one you can use a bigger die. Got that one. That one there works quite nicely. Keep it to the edge. So just have a little think about how you want to cut these out. Bring in my machine. And then let's just pop him on that one. love these dies as well. It seemed to be one which was sitting there for a while, didn't really use them. As soon as I started using them once, I was just oh, these are nice. And now I started using them. They're pretty much one of my go-to dies at the moment, so really, really like this. So that can just sit on the front right here. Now the only thing I haven't got is a sentiment, but I don't think we necessarily need a sentiment. I do just want to break it up a little bit. I just want to break a little bit of this colour up.
You are beautiful.
Thank you, Joe. I know, but thank you very much. So, I just want to go and grab something because I saw something in
Just a banner.
in here.
A ribbon.
I could do a ribbon. I'm assuming this is still live. The banners pick a punch. I'm not sure actually, but I saw it in the drawer and I thought, you know what, I like that punch, so I'm just gonna cut that at half. Joe's just gonna see whether or not maybe have a little look to see whether or not it is actually live. I'm not sure.
Yes, it is.
It is. Okay. I thought it might have been, because Joe's was very good with putting all of the retired stuff away, and this wasn't in a retired box. I thought, okay, I love the banners pick a punch because it's so easy to do these ones here, and you can do them at 1/2 inch, 3/4 of an inch, or 1 inch, or 1.3, 1.9, or 2.5 centimeters, and you can get the fishtail ones, or you can get the ones which have got those points on the end there. So it's a really nice way of getting some good small fishtails for some banners, so that they can just go on like that, and that will just separate that bird just a little bit there as well. So we can pop this little fella right here. And now I'm going to use around about 20 dimensionals because we're going to be ordering £45 worth of dimensionals soon, apparently.
How big is that circle?
How big is this circle? This circle is 1 15/16.
Okay.
Exactly, if you're interested in that.
I just wanted to the 2-inch punch to have an outline, but it's fine.
I know I can do the outline underneath it, whereas a bit of vellum would look quite nice under that.
It's just so to make it stand out.
Yeah.
For a full party.
Okay, so we're going for the 2-inch punch. We're going to pop that there like that.
You just see.
And then that can then go.
So you have a slightly.
So that then it will. Yeah, that works. It just gives it a slight border and a backing to that as well. So I think that works quite nicely.
Did you want a vellum?
Let's try a bit of vellum on that one. Have we got another 2? That's
2 3/8 is the next one.
I think that's going to be too big. Let's do it. See, all of that would have gone in the bin. Jay's just like pulled out a load of vellum, and they're all just like little offcuts. And I think so. Maybe not some of those old, but yeah. So we've got punch galore tonight. We've used banners pick a punch. We're using the circle punch, 2-inch circle punch here. I'm trying it out with a 2 3/8 circle punch.
I think that 2 3/8 is too big, I don't know. I don't think it adds anything.
No, it doesn't. But that one, the pool party, just adds a little bit to it. Do you reckon a pool party in a bigger one would look better? No, probably not. And that circle is too big on those ones. So let's... That's ever so slightly too big for it. So I'm going to stick with this one here, which is just going to give it a slight border. So we'll stick that one down. I reckon Lost Lagoon would work quite nicely under that together. Because I just think the colour on the back there was quite nice.
Subtle.
Lost Lagoon. Subtle. Joe's telling me and I'm not listening. Always, yes. So I'm just going to take some Lost Lagoon here. It's a slightly darker colour. Yeah, so the 2 3/8 inch for a punch was too much. Yeah, I'm going to go with the Lost Lagoon. It just gives me a slightly darker background there. So we can put some glue on the back of that. So it doesn't necessarily need a sentiment on this. It's fine as is because it's just going to be like a little desk tidy. We will take our dimensionals now. And we'll stick.
How many dimensionals are you going to use?
Four.
You can add the celebration gems on either side of your
Oh,
banner.
okay.
I've got it here.
So Jay's just mentioned I can use the celebration gems here, so you can get these also free of charge. Just to add these to the side of the banner. So we're going to pop that birdie centrally in like that. And then we'll take these, and I'll probably use these nice large little pool party ones. We can just go one like that, and then one more. Like that. And there we have it. That there is tonight's Fun Fold Friday project with to make a little desk tidy for your post-it notes. And with a little pencil in it as well. So there you have it. Or you can pop anything in there which you like. You can even have it if you wanted to. If you wanted to omit the pencil holder there, it would work as a dimensional thing. So you can kind of, if you want a pencil in there, you can. That's great. Or you can have your scoring tool and something else. You can kind of like just have it as whatever you've got on the side. So, right, I just need to pop it there. But obviously, ideally, pencil. So you can write your notes down.
We can have Barry's dimensionals, Jay's dimensionals.
We could, couldn't we?
Yeah.
And see who gets them through the most. We can have Jay's ribbon or Barry's ribbon. We can see whose ribbon, see who gets through the ribbon the most as well. So there we go. What do you think?
Tell me, come on.
Do you like? I'm quite happy with that.
It's really pretty.
And that was my inspiration. So that was the first one which we was given as a swap several years ago. So I do keep most of the swaps, or all the swaps which we get given. If I want to recreate them, they get saved, and I will keep them, and then I'll eventually go through them and then make something myself. Years later, but I kept them.
Yeah, I love how you changed the back because
yeah, it just needed to make sure that it just didn't fall forward. I didn't like the fact that it fell forward. So there we have it. I'm really happy with that, and I hope you are too. So let's turn off that light there
and let's
go over to there.
There you go.
Excellent. Hello. So thank you so much for joining us tonight. I hope you have enjoyed that as well. I was thinking of you, Gian, as well when I made this. I thought to myself, Gian's going to like this. to see what love it for craft fairs. So good. So I think we'll end it there then.
Yes, thank you so
Anything
much.
you'd like to add?
Nope. If you still want to book into our Painted Lavender online craft retreat, the booking is still open. It is this Sunday. The prep has been added onto the private Facebook group, so you can prep your cards, and we will demonstrate all of the projects. 8 projects.
8 projects in 6 hours. Wow.
Yes.
It was probably less than 6 hours because we're going to have lunch in that as well.
Yes.
Okay, could be fun.
Yeah, it will be.
Knowing us, it'll probably really be around about 8 hours. But yeah, so we'll hope to see some of you, or we're going to see some of you definitely on Sunday. We hope to see maybe a few more of you. But do remember, it is recorded as well, so if you can't join us live, then you can still get the instructions and watch the videos back and the print of today afterwards. So do remember that.
Yeah.
Lovely. Well, we will be back with you on Sunday evening, same time, same place.
Yes.
That's if we finished our retreat, that is.
Yes. We will.
So at 7 o'clock, but we will see you in a few days' time. Thank you so much for joining us, and we'll see you again soon.
Cool. Take care, everyone. Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye.